Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. Well, we're in the last week of October and it's that time where Halloween happens, but we're primarily looking as far forward as Christmas and the New Year. And when we do that, it tends to make us think of people less fortunate than ourselves. Now, I know at the moment a lot of us are struggling, but there's always people worse off than ourselves. There's always people better off than ourselves, but there's also people worse off than ourselves. And those of you that have been with the channel for a long time, well, at least a year, will know that last year, as a channel together, we all raised money for a local food bank in my area to raise money for Christmas gifts for the teenagers. And it was a wonderful donation, absolutely wonderful. The whole channel pulled together and we were able to buy smelly sets, antiperspirants, deodorants, both for male and female teenagers, and lots of them. Lots of pairs of thick woolly winter socks, lots of pairs of warm winter gloves, and other little gifts in between, nail sets for the girls, warm thermal flask cups that they could take out and about with them to take a hot drink. Granted, there was only a couple of those, but the abundance of gifts that everyone donated towards for the whole of the channel last year, for me to present that, brought tears to my eyes. It was such a blessing to be able to present it on behalf of all of us to the lady at the food bank, and she so gratefully received it. And all of the teenagers that received those gifts completely and utterly appreciated it. For some of them, it would have been an extra gift and they would have already had one or two gifts already. Bearing in mind, these children are the children of whose parents are using the food bank because they don't have the funds to shop, even in the places I shop, at the food initiatives, etc. These people are struggling and they're using the food bank. So therefore, for that to trickle down to provide Christmas gifts for the children is so difficult for them. Especially with, as we all know, we're struggling with the heating costs, the expenditure of buying food, and every utility bill that we need to pay. Everything is skyrocketing, and was this time last year, you know. The impending doom of where we're going to have the blackouts is still with us now, because we don't know if that's coming again this year. So, as I say, some of those children, it may have been a second or a third gift, you know, a smelly set, a nice pair of warm socks, a nice pair of warm gloves, and they completely and utterly appreciated them. But there would have been a percentage also of some children who they were the only gifts they got, and they would have cherished those gifts. I don't want to get emotional, but for some children who parents just couldn't afford anything, that would have been complete and utter blessing. So I'd like to do it again this year. Now, I wasn't too sure because I'd heard the lady at the food bank was getting some sort of support this year. So I actually went along and visited her this afternoon. The lady's called Margaret. Now, I will put an iCard on, it'll come up as an I on the video, and you'll be able to go back and see Margaret on the video when we made the donation to her last year. She was overcome emotionally as well, and she was so grateful that as a channel we all donated. So as I say, I spoke to her today and I said I'm not too sure about what coverage you've got. She said, well, we have somebody donating for the teenagers. She said, but I could do with some help towards the younger children. So I'm presuming 10 years and under. She said, and if there's any baby stuff, people struggling with newborn babies. So what I'd like to do is, I don't like asking for money on the channel, but I'd like to just open it up. Now, my first idea was that people could actually donate through the Buy Me a Coffee app. But after looking at it, the Buy Me a Coffee app, if you donate £5, we'd only get £2.50 of that to actually forward on to buy the gifts for the children. So Mr. Wallflower suggested if I put bank details in the pinned comment under this video, and anyone who wished to donate, whether it's £1, whether it's less than £1, I don't know how much you're allowed to donate that way, but no matter how little, or blessings for how large, but no matter how little that you can donate, everything will mount up and everything will be thoroughly appreciated. You know, to give a little girl a skipping rope or a teddy bear or a doll, or to be able to provide someone with a shawl or a blanket for a baby for Christmas, teething toys for a baby, anything will be appreciated, and we will stretch whatever donations we get to absolutely cover as much as we can for from 10 down to babies. So everything would be gratefully received. So if you can only donate £1, everything is gratefully received. Do not think I've only got £1. It's all gratefully received. Now, I do understand, I more than understand how difficult it is right now, and if you can't afford to donate, please don't feel any downward spirit from that, because we do completely, utterly understand how difficult it is for everybody. So I'm asking, even if it's just £1, please make sure that you can afford to spare that £1 before you donate it, because I'd hate anyone, hate's an awful word, but I wouldn't like anyone to struggle because they've donated to the children in my community, because I do appreciate it's widespread, it's worldwide, and children everywhere are the brunt of Christmas time now with how difficult it is. When I spoke to Margaret today, she said, please make sure that people can afford before they make donations. She said, but anything at all will be gratefully received. And I wholeheartedly felt the emotion coming from her, because the woman is trying to balance absolutely everything in the food bank. She's trying to give as much to the community. She provides a Christmas dinner for the pensioners. She's got someone supporting for the teenagers. She's got someone supporting to give gifts to the pensioners in the community. And she's trying to tie everything else together with the funds that she can accumulate by selling. They have like a food initiative section where they sell to the general public as well to raise funds, and we often go along there and contribute by buying different things from them, which helps the overall running of it's called the Community Hub, Digmore Evermore Community Hub. It's such a wonderful blessing to our area. As I say, they provide for children for outings during the year. They help people who need clothing, who need a hot meal, who need food in their bellies, and any shape or form that she can help the community, she does what she can, and she works there 7 days a week, and she's always trying to bring it together to provide more for the community. So anything we as a channel can provide will just be the ultimate blessing, really. So if you can find it in your heart to contribute, so long as you're able to do so, it will be wonderful. I will pin some bank details, and the only reason I'm going to do that is to save any payments that would get withdrawn either through YouTube, either through PayPal's, either through Buy Me a Coffee. 100% of what you contribute will actually go to buying gifts. And if people would like to check regularly of how much is being contributed, I'm more than willing to keep a daily, weekly, whatever anyone would like, of a tally of how much we're collecting. So if you do donate, it'd be really great if you could actually say this is towards the children's Christmas. That will go straight to the collection. I hope I'm making sense here. I did make some notes, so if you just bear with me and I'll just check that I've covered everything. I'll say last year we managed to amass quite a few gifts, and they were all gratefully received. I visited Margaret today. Yeah, I think I've covered everything there, and I did see a little poem, and I'd just like to finish the video by reading this to you. So it's called The True Meaning of Christmas. In today's day and time, it's easy to lose sight of the true meaning of Christmas and one special night. When we go shopping, we say, how much will it cost? Then the true meaning of Christmas somehow becomes lost. Every penny you donate will bless a child. We'll get as many, whether the small gifts, whether they lead to big gifts, whatever a child will receive will be an ultimate blessing. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and remember you're loved.